Today, Matt Gaetz was on Meet the Press with Kristen Welker, and she interviewed him, and she did initially a fairly good interview, but there are a few things that I think need to be said, and this is very important because what happens is we wonder why the polls seems the way they are. We wonder why Americans are ill-informed. Yes, on the people's personal economy is really suffering. When they go to the grocery stores, they see their dollars not going as far as they can, and things are just high. Rents are ridiculous, and that is what our current the plutocrats who run our economic society, that's what they are doing. That's what they've done to us. It has nothing to do with government other than government refusing to get involved and making sure that they can't continue to rip us off. But anyhow, going back to the subject, Kristen Welker went ahead and had Matt Gaetz on with her. And Matt Gaetz, when she pointed out, he's obstinate and he's so much wanting the balanced budget and he wants to make sure that we get fiscally responsible. And she reminded him, look, you voted for a part of the deficit that we're looking at is because you voted for a Trump $2 trillion tax cut, to which he replied, yes, it's different. And by the way, even as I voted for the tax cut, when it came time for reconciliation, I didn't vote for that reconciliation budget because the tax cuts weren't offset. But anyway, above and beyond that, he said that Biden's economy, while failing, Trump's economy was growing. Trump was bringing back stuff into the economy, etc. And immediately after he said that, she goes to another subject. I want you to listen to this, and then we'll take it on the other side with a reality check, something that the journalists should be doing when you have the likes of Matt Gaetz come on. Check this out. We'll take it on the other side.
Congressman, respectfully, you voted for those tax cuts under the Trump administration, which helped create that $8 trillion deficit that you're talking about right there. Did you not? Is this not, as some of your critics would say, hypocritical given that?
No, I voted against 10 continuing resolutions.
But you voted for the tax cuts.
And I actually voted against the budget that created the platform for the reconciliation of those tax cuts because it didn't balance. I agreed with Senator Rand Paul at the time that we should do the tax cuts with offsets and balanced budgets. There is a key distinction, though. In the Trump years, the economy was growing. Wages were growing. Capital was coming back to our country. GDP was growing at a far faster rate than it is now. So it's different when the economy is growing and people are doing better. Now there's more debt, more inflation. There's no plan. People are doing worse. And that's why I think we need a better track.
Congressman, just to put a fine point on it, Jordan or Scalise, who's going to get your vote this week?
Listen to what happened. Matt Gaetz says that the economy was growing under Trump more so than it was growing under Biden, implying that we are not in that kind of an economy. Now, what I want you all to take a look at right now is the GDP growth. And I have that on the screen right now. The GDP growth cumulative for Donald Trump was 5.8%. For Joe Biden, 16.45%. The annualized GDP for the first 2 years of Biden, 7.18%. For Donald Trump, 2.6%. So that was a complete lie that Gaetz told, and it went completely unanswered. She never went ahead and said, you are simply wrong. Now, when we go to the jobs report, that is yet another story as well. Because if you take a look at the jobs report, you also see that in the case of, and I'm putting that on the screen right now, in the case of Donald Trump had minimal jobs growth. In fact, negative job growth. You take a look at Biden actually had job growth. So one of the things that we have to stop allowing these charlatanes to do, what we have to stop allowing these guys to do is to just come on TV and lie. Because again, the cumulative Donald Trump jobs gain was 3.94%. For Joe Biden, it was 9.96%. I mean, for annualized, 1.49 for Donald Trump, more than twice as much for Biden. And yet again, Kristen Welker let it slide. She allowed Matt Gaetz to lie on national TV and give the impression that it was okay for him to vote for the tax cut scam because supposedly Trump was in a growing economy and what's occurring under Biden is horrendous. implying it's not a growing economy when Biden's economy is growing much faster than the Trump economy, and his job creation rate is much greater than that of Trump. And it went completely unanswered. Now, can we understand why independent journalism that goes beyond the statements are made, that challenges when these guys come on air and lie, or at best mislead? Come on, man.
We spend a lot of time deconstructing the news, trying to parse it into a form that everybody can understand. We try to find those little nitpicks where it flies above the fray, etc. If you really like these videos that we do, I want to ask a big favor. Please go ahead. Number one, subscribe to our channel. And number two, please join if you can. Thank you so kindly for watching. Keep watching. Please remember to share. We must populate the entire internet with our progressive message, a message that we know is what most Americans say that they want. So help us, please join.